Okay, I'm gonna turn the camera, give you a better view, and I can speak close to the phone. So, today I want to speak about. I've seen so much, so I don't know. Maybe it's just like the way it is. Of course, it is. On YouTube and everywhere, so many people are waking up, and that's beautiful. And there's a lot of confusion and frustration around people that have like glimpse and understand about oneness, non-duality, but still cannot see that happening in their lives. And then you meet people talking about it is what it is, it's okay, and it's all one that you already know, but doesn't seems to be getting you anywhere, or seems to, but it takes time and you don't know. You're frustrated, stuck. And here you are still seeking the so-called famous seeking, the seeker. I'm still not there, and then the seeking energy has to go, and blah 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 and blah blah blah. I think if you came to my video, you've seen many. So I just want to add my own way of seeing things to it, so maybe that can help. So it seems to be a paradox into saying that it's all one. We're one with everything, not part. That's the first trap, but I think you're not there. You're not part of the everything. You're already everything. So that means that you were everything yesterday, and you will be tomorrow. No matter what you do, you cannot do anything to not be one. So if you cannot do anything because it's only one, then of course all the doership is like going to the drain, because that doesn't mean anything. Or can you do something when you are everything? You don't need to know what to do when you are everything. You see? Or could you do something when everything is you? What are you going to do? To do, you have to like go outside of yourself. You have to have like a direction. You have to have some context. That's the whole story of the me, the separate me that goes from one point to the other with meeting all the challenges like in a video game. But you know you're not that, because you already know you're everything and nothing. I mean, you're all of it. That means all of it. So how could you even move inside of you? Because it's not like, and here again, this like you have to be very clear on the oneness, which is not being part of one, like your foot is part of your body. Because if you, for some reason, you lose your foot, the rest of the body is there, and then the foot will be, I don't know, in a bag of ice until they try to put it back to your body, but it won't be part of your body by the time it's in the ice, or maybe you lose it forever, whatever. I mean, you see my point? So it's not a part, because then you have a direction. You have at the foot is coming back, the foot is in the context, is on the table, now it's back into my leg. Being whole means that there's nothing outside of you. So you cannot move. There is no time and no direction and no going out of yourself, you see? So how come that it can be threatening? That you can like have like some be scared about tomorrow. Maybe you don't have enough money for the end of the month. Maybe the love of your life left you, but I think maybe you passed that as well, because that another step. But still you have like survival frustration, I would say, that comes up. So be clear on that first. You know, everything is you. You're everything. So nothing that seems to come to threaten you is actually threatening you, right? Might be threatening to your body. And again, if there's a danger or something that is immediate and now you don't think about it, you just like react to it. And there's like, might be fear, existential fear, of course, it's normal for the body. And you will do or not do something, but you won't be having a philosophical rant while it's happening. So when you have like a fear for whatever, or an anxiety, it's always about something that could happen or did happen, or that is just in the narrative floating in the space that seems to be your head, right? Okay. So you're all one, and still something is that in that narrative threatening you. So how come that you cannot just drop it, right? It seems like something is doing something, and there's choice to be made. But is it really? To be more clear, every fear we have for what could happen tomorrow on any subject is always rooted into the, will I make the right choice? Did I do enough to prevent it or to get it or to avoid it? Did I do good? Am I doing good? Did I do wrong somewhere? What should I do? I want to be good. I want to better myself. I want to show the other that I can do it. I want to show myself. There's always some kind of narrative around that. The right choice. So when you hear there is no doer, where did that left you? Because you already know you're all one. But still you are like, okay, I'm all one, but I'm on the process to remember that. So I'm doing something. Or I'm trying to not do it. So there is like, because there is an apparent movement that is going on. It seems that in the morning the sun is rising and the sun is setting in the evening. Things are being done, so choices are being made, and somehow seems to be a doer in a way. So when you try desperately to embody the fact that there is no doer, it still doesn't work, because you cannot force it. But still, just to get the mind clear around that, because that can help. So the choice, that's the thing. If there is no doer, who is making the choice? It's you, because you're everything, right? But it cannot be any choice because it's only you. So you're not into an external context. So what is really happening? What is happening is things are unfolding. Like you would say, it's like a fountain. You have the water going up and down, like uninterrupted flow of water going up. That means nothing, going up. It doesn't go on it goes up, and it goes from the first and back. It doesn't actually diffuse in time. So apparently you're making choices, right? Maybe you bought a car, you bought the red car instead of the green car, so a choice was made. And that's where we always get stuck on choices, because they define if we did good or bad, if that was the good choice and the bad choice. Did I get in a direction that is good for me, or did I get in a direction that is bad for me? And all the anxiety spur from that choices. Because notice, when you have no choice, you feel more relaxed in a way. You cannot be happy with what is going on, but you feel like you cannot make any choice, so you go on, maybe not many happy, but it's kind of more relaxed than when you have like a choice to make every 5 minutes. But if it's all one, this is silly, right? So it's like all the system is based on that apparent choice, as if there was another path that could be taken. That's my point. You see? If life is everything, it's only one flow, like the spur of water from the well, the fountain. How can it be a choice there? It's just flowing. It doesn't stop. The path doesn't vary. It just like goes. Where's the choice in it? But it seems to be. You see? Because it seems that you pick up a path where there were apparently 10 other paths, and you pick this one. So what is this? Right? But it's just apparent, you see? Actually, you're flowing the same path all the way. It just seems to be other path. And it seems that you pick one. But the thing is, one path unfolds according to your own unique qualities, your own unique flavor. And it's going to be according to your conditioning, that you're going to take the first path or the fifth path or whatever, if there's 10 paths in front of you. But it doesn't mean that you missed the other opportunity, that you could have gone the other way, because it's just apparent. It's the illusion of choice, but you always go forward. But something inside your head, it's a narrative that says, maybe if I've gone the other way, would have been better, or maybe would have been worse, or maybe I'm happy of my path now, or maybe I don't like my path now. It's always like a judgment, a critic about like your choices according to others, the community, yourself, the voice in your head, your parents' voice, etc. But actually, the path that is unfolding for you is your unique path. And it's like, look at how beautiful it is, because you're the one. So it's from that point of view, the unique once happening path in the whole universe. You see, it doesn't even compute as miraculous it is. Whatever you do, even if you think you failed because your ego is going somewhere, because he has the story. He has his story to keep him thinking that he's existing as a separate entity. So he has like a linear story. I came from here, I'm going there, and sometimes it colludes with what is happening, and sometimes it doesn't. The narrative sometimes it's just a commentary about what is happening. There's nothing to do with what is happening. That's why sometimes it's like, oh, I'm flowing. My life is flowing, just because your commentary is like aligned with what is happening, and is not judging it, not criticizing and saying, oh, that's good. So you have like a feedback that says, oh, that's good. So I'm in the flow. But you're always in the flow. always, even if it seems to be super stuck, it's the way your flow is showing at this moment. It's like we always say that your ego is like having a wooden wheel, and thinking that he's like driving the bus, but he's not. But that's exactly that. The bus is going somewhere, and the ego is just sitting in a back seat and thinking that he's riding the bus. So sometimes he sees landscape that he likes and say, oh, I did good going that way. And sometimes he doesn't like the landscape and he say, oh, I'm a bad person because I went that way. So you see, praising yourself and self-loathing yourself is the same way to keep alive the idea of I'm a little me going somewhere in a world that is external to me. You see? That, I think, is the stuck point of grasping, and grasping is a bad word here, but the oneness, non-duality of things, and being stuck because somehow you feel it's not happening because the narrative in your head is saying that you're going somewhere else, or this is something else happening. It's just a narration. Because if you get it, I mean, if I don't have to convince you that it's all one, right? It's only one consciousness, whatever you call it, love, thing, nothing. There's nothing because it's one, so it doesn't mean anything to be something. But if you get that, keep close to that understanding and look at your life. You're never stuck. When you're stuck, it's just because the narrative in your head say, oh, now it's not moving, so I don't feel like I'm making choices. So something wrong is happening because nothing seems to be going any direction. And no direction, no movement, no choice means the end of the idea of me, because it can't relate to anything. So when you're stuck, you're not stuck. It's just the narrative that says that. Just at some point, there is a slowing down of the body that can happen. Slowing down of external event for whatever reason. But that's the flow as well. And it's even on those slowing down point, those stuck point, that you have the opportunity to see the fakeness of the me that seemingly still will. And you can see that it's not doing anything, because when you're stuck, you cannot move. When you're stuck, you don't know where to go, you don't know what to do, you don't know if you need to do more. If you're stuck in the path of enlightenment, you don't know what to do next. You seem to not be making any progress or whatever. If you're stuck into a money problem, it seems that you can find no solution. So you feel like, the me feel like, oh, I'm doing something bad because I cannot move from here. But it never had the power to move anywhere. But now you see it. Because when it's moving, you think you made the wrong move, so you can keep on the narrative. Okay, I did the right move yesterday, but today the wrong move, but it's still me. And now I'm guilty. And yesterday I was proud of myself. Others were proud of me. Today I'm guilty. And I have to redeem. And I have to go somewhere. So this too is important, because when you see that you never ever made any choice as a me, because there is no me, that's horrible. Because what about all the suffering? That means that you suffer for nothing. There was nothing to suffer about. And that the me is not ready to let go. The traumas, the victim identity. You need to be recognized, entitled. It's your past, because it's the me. Everything is here in the narrative. And that's what is getting you stuck into the recognition of everything is around. Is that unwillingness to release the trauma, actually. You think you want to end your suffering by waking up, but you don't. The me wants to be the winner of the redemption. He cannot get any redemption if he cannot do. You see? He has to deserve. If he doesn't deserve the awakening, and the awakening just happened and there was no me and da, it's like, no, he doesn't want it, actually. The me at that point doesn't want to get enlightened, awakened, or whatever. Because he would have like done everything for nothing. It's kind of hard. It's like, it's really like gut thing. It runs deep. You see? All that suffering would have been for nothing. He could, at any time, he could walk out, you know, and he erased all his identity around, and that goes with the suffering. Is the suffering. You have to be ready to let go of that. So never to be redeemed. That means people that hurt you and life that hurt you will never be punished as well, you know, or rewarded for your effort, or punished, and everybody is the same. So maybe you think others don't deserve it. See, you don't think you deserve it. You've been slacking, or whatever you call it, or now you think you deserve it. But you know, it's all about getting that kind of what do you call it, that consolation as well, you know. You didn't get what you wanted, and when you were a kid and you got consolation, like something else, and I was like a bittersweet familiar feeling about it. That's the me. The me is this, is the consolation of that frustration. So keep close to the, I would say, understanding, to the knowing of oneness, to the and that's just like, it's just like getting your attention back, because that's what is happening. We just relate to each other through that oneness that we are, only one. Even the most asleep person, you know, they can, whatever is happening is oneness. Is not, they don't have like a parallel life that is happening in duality, and they have a real work to go to, and the real life, and you have the side life that is spirituality, and no, there is no real life, having a job, a family, and that's bullshit for everybody, not just for the one that is the one that are waking up. It's just like nothing. It seems to be going that a place, but it's just, it's the stage. It's just like cardboard with a stick behind to just keep it standing. It's not happening, but it seems to happen still. So right, and it seems to happen because you want to deserve enlightenment. After all, you're suffering, you want the prize, because if not, your suffering was for nothing, and that you don't want. See? Okay, see you soon. Bye.